Wait, what?
Whoa.
All right.
I just fell in love.
Oh, nice. Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Who the hell is that?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's going to be okay, bud. I am Ben Kissel, hanging out with Jerry Aquino.
Hello.
At Miss_Jerry, that's Jerii. I am also at Ben Kissel1 with Kyle Plouffe.
I'm gonna fight and die for this podcast.
At Kyle Plouffe, acting like the offensive lineman that the New England Patriots drafted, who said he wants to die on that field, and he very well might.
Wow,
Yes.
he really did say that, huh?
He did.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
No.
All right, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/diebud. Also, shoot us an email, okbudpod@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts. Send us some love, pictures of dogs, animals, cats, recipes, which we did get one, and it's very long.
What did we get? What's the recipe for?
You want the recipe? Let's see. I
Well,
can check it
what
out.
are we cooking?
I think it was like a bacon and eggs pie or something.
Bacon and
Bacon
eggs
and
pie.
eggs pie?
Something like that.
I'll
That
find it.
sounds delicious.
It's dog pictures and pie recipe. Yes, the pie is a bacon and egg pie, and it is there's a lot
Yeah.
to do. It's a full page.
Oh, damn. This is a whole Saturday off.
So thank you, Shane, so much for sending that over. It's a quiche.
Quiche.
Oh, it's a quiche.
Technically.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense. But just,
Filed under quiche.
I feel like quiche is just the fancy neighbor of the pie that comes over with a British accent, and you're like, you're just like us. You live in the same freaking house, Todd.
yeah, pretty much.
You ain't better than us.
No, just because you got an accent.
Well, speaking of better, we have 3 updates, and then we're going to talk about if we're living in a simulation or not.
Ooh.
Duh.
Yeah, duh. Remember that? Duh.
Duh.
Cheetos.
Oh.
Cheetos.
Not all Cheetos are shaped the same. Some are shaped like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Some are shaped like the iconic Jumpman logo. Take a look at that hot Cheeto.
That is very true. What a butt on that Cheeto.
The Cheeto has a fantastic butt. It's been working out. Hopefully it's natty.
Yeah.
We don't know. This sold for over $8,000
Who? Why?
because it's cool. So there were 32 bids. The price started at $250 and it ended at $8,113. The final bidder got a 3-inch long Cheeto. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
Hello, ladies.
Covered in cheese.
No, that sounds about right.
It's in some cultures it's above average.
It's enough to fill you up.
It's enough to we don't really need that much. So
Well,
it's like just
It should have some tang on it.
Maybe if you didn't eat so much, maybe it would be enough to fill you up. Maybe if you didn't eat so much. So it's bite-sized, and now it is worth $8,000, and I guess you're not going to eat it. It's probably all crusty and gross.
I really want whoever bought it, I really want them to have like an idiot kid who just opens it and eats it.
I really honestly think
Yeah.
that's what they deserve.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. They'll be like, "Yeah, Mom, what's up?" They're like, "No, don't touch that." They're like, "What?"
No, you ate my special Cheeto. Shut up,
What are you
stepdad.
talking about special
You-
Cheeto. You listening to this guy?
You imagine that. Special Cheetos, it also goes with toys. I'm sorry, if you're a man and you're in your 40s and there's a toddler around and he plays with your Star Wars figurine,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, no, that was Han Solo, that's an exclusive. It's just what it's going to be because it's for children and we can't lose sight of that.
Yeah, it is for the kids.
And rarely do I side with the child. I'm usually like, yeah, punt them, do whatever you got to do with them.
So
but
true.
it's a toy. The kid's not like, what's the resale value on that?
That's
they don't
hilarious.
care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the toys in front of us right now.
I was going to say, that takes a lot of balls for all the stuff that's in front of us right
This
now.
is exactly
No,
what I was just going to
no,
say.
But they're not boxed.
They're
No,
not
they're
boxed.
not boxed.
And when Caden, because for those that don't know, we have a little set. We got our little toys here. I have a bunch of toys in my house. But when Caden, your child,
Yes.
becomes of age where he wants to play with toys, I'm not unless he fucks with my Wolfman,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
that's actually a collectible.
Well, yeah, now you're starting to sound like the guy you hate.
Exactly what you were just making fun of like 2 seconds ago.
You can play with it, not the Wolfman.
Yeah.
It's the Wolfman. It's actually an iconic toy from the '60s that I paid top dollar for.
Right.
That someone paid top dollar for this
Obviously.
Cheeto.
Someone paid top dollar for the Cheeto.
Moving on. In a serious news, we covered this woman from RuPaul's Drag Race,
Oh my God.
Jiggly Caliente.
Jiggly Caliente.
They lost a leg, and we're like, okay, what's their drag name going to be? Eileen, just funny stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get it?
Wow.
Eileen?
I get
Sponsored
it.
by IHOP.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God.
You know.
You're all on the
Trash.
fast track train to hell.
Yeah, we're trash. We're
Yeah.
But it turns out it was much more serious. She died.
Yeah.
Insane. I had no one knew it was going to be like that.
No.
No.
I didn't realize either when I was looking up more stuff about about her, and she was named Jiggly after Jigglypuff, the Pokemon.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like even more adorable.
It is. As long as she didn't die from diabetes, which I don't believe she did. She had an infection. We talked about it. She had to get her leg amputated. And so we're like, okay, she can make it work. She got a bionic leg. She's going to be out there twerking,
Right.
Exactly.
working, having a good time.
Yeah.
I guess it was far more freaking serious.
It was, yeah, they probably couldn't stop the infection from spreading or something.
I'd be so pissed if you took my leg and it didn't stop it.
And I'd still, yeah. And I was like, you just cut off my leg right before I'm dying?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going into heaven, not full.
Yeah. I was like,
Maybe
oh my God, do you think you just go to the afterlife with however many limbs you lay to rest in? That's pretty fucked
Where's
up.
my
Well-
ghost leg?
Yeah, no, literally. You have to have the, no, she,
Well, to Kyle's point, they do say, "Oh, I have a ghost arm. I have a ghost leg." You feel it.
Yeah.
So I think there's something there.
yeah.
I think there's a little. So when you die and you don't need this fucking meat casket that we're all forced to be born into,
Yeah.
I think you get your leg back. I don't even think you think about it because you're just an entity and you're just kind of floating, and legs are just like so mundane and stupid. You're like, who needs legs?
Yes, actually. Yeah,
I am
for
energy.
Sure. Exactly.
So Jiggly Caliente is energy somewhere in the world, dancing, hopefully avoiding whatever Katy Perry's new show is
Oh my God.
because it looks very funny.
Rest in peace. It is just so sad. Drag queens and trans women always have a really short life expectancy because of how much because of all the hate crimes that they go through.
Hate crime, hate crime.
But so it was really scary when she went through this, but and it's
So
still,
Jiggly-
she still passed away young, and it was not even from anything violent.
Yeah.
No, Jiggly Caliente. So she was trans.
Yes.
And this was controversial at one point for the drag community because
Yes.
you were supposed to be a guy dressed as a gal, hence it was drag, but she was a trans gal dressed as a gal.
That's what I was going to ask
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be accused of being a bigot because I didn't
Whoa,
know.
God
But
forbid,
I
God
want to
forbid.
learn.
You're a bigot.
I want to learn. So
just
this
accuse
is a
anyone of
trans
anything.
woman taking away a straight man's job, apparently.
I don't
or a
know.
gay
Okay,
man's
It's a
job.
gay man's
Damn
job.
it. There was one straight man on RuPaul's
There
Drag
was
Race.
a straight man in full drag.
Yeah,
What's
you know.
his name? His name is Matty Morphosis.
We exist.
He has it's a completely straight man, but he goes full drag, has a girlfriend,
Wow.
and he's actually pretty funny. He has a show on YouTube.
Completely straight.
But
okay.
anyway, the point is that drag is an art form, and so a lot of men they'll cross dress, and then going through the performances of it all, then they realize oh, I feel like this is really me, this isn't actually, and then they go through that transformation where well, I'm a trans woman, but drag is still an art form that I want to partake in.
All right.
That's-
Well, Jiggly Caliente, a statement was made, and it is sad. It says, with profound sorrow that we announce the passing of Bianca Castro Arribo, known to the world as the chair and cherished by many as Jiggly Caliente. Bianca passed away peacefully April 27th at 4:42 a.m., surrounded by her family and friends. So R.I.P. Wow, how quickly that turned around.
Seriously.
And,
Yeah.
man, you hear about these infections like the brain worm that RFK Jr. had. I read something where a person was swimming and a piece of feces went into their nose and they got a brain disease, and then it ate their entire brain, and then their entire head was full of nothing but water and
Yeah.
air, and they died all weird.
There are worms that wait in the water and they wait for you to pee, and they will follow the heat trail of the pee coming out and go right through your pee.
Little do they know I'm
Oh
waiting
my
for it.
God.
I got a little
That's how I
welcome
get
sign.
'em.
I got a little welcome
This is-
sign.
I just thought, God, I hated that. Kyle took his finger and was acting like the worm going through the penis, and it felt very visceral. I hated it so much.
Yeah, well, that's another update. There's so many updates today.
There's so many updates. Things have been moving along in this here Earth.
Moving is one way to describe what we saw when it comes to the sperm race.
Oh my
Ah,
God, the sperm race.
that was so much fun.
We all knew who was going to take that crown.
This was absolutely insane. It was really. Do we want to? Let's play the sound here. Can you
Okay.
get the sound? I'll send it to you. Well, it's in our group chat on OK Bud.
Okay.
Okay, Bud. And we got to play the sound because it is freaking hilarious, and I want to be a commentator for this. And if they're hiring, please.
Yeah, the commentators did kind of suck, but they were all college kids.
Of course.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It's not. Yeah,
was-
Marv Albert isn't doing this.
Yeah, right. It was just really. They were funny.
Let's give some
And then,
play-by-play.
Did you see the opening racers?
Yeah, there was some pre-cum.
Yeah, there really was.
Yeah. Well,
That
anyway.
one was also a landslide win.
Yes, one person's spunk was just
It
head
was-
and shoulders.
Yeah, just the Asian kid. He just
Was it the Asian
It was
kid?
an Asian kid. And then he
Yeah.
just went up and was like, "Yeah, I didn't know that my boys did things like that, but that's what's up." Like,
But now did they get rid of the good spunk too early?
hopefully,
All right, here we go.
the dumbest. Oh my god.
It is crazy how clear it is. The Asian kid's sperm just goes right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's so crazy. They have like these different zoom lenses on all the parts of the track.
It's insane that there's a track that we're watching with sperms racing.
I never really thought that sperm were real until now.
This was not on my 2025 bingo card, I'll tell you what.
Well, every one of that dude's sperm beat all of the other dude's sperm.
But that was just race one. Race two,
That
the
was
white
race
kid
one.
whooped ass.
And why are they filling? Okay, did anyone see that? They're also like in these little like glass cases.
Yeah.
They get just splurged with splooge.
Like they're on Nickelodeon back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I
They got
love-
gacked.
God.
So that's the future. The future is now.
Yep.
And sperm racing is big.
Wait, but where was the main event race? Because that was the opening one, right?
That was the main event. That was the
That
last
was the
one
main
of the main.
event.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yep.
yeah, either your boys.
I mean,
Like
it's a shitty
run?
main event.
Yeah, either the boys run, or they don't walk.
Yep.
That's it.
Total blowout.
Yeah.
Total blowout. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
How to train your cum.
Yeah.
Seriously. Well, actually, I mean, wouldn't you want to like slow it down as a young person?
Why?
To
Would you want to race
you know,
it?
to not like, but you know, to like procreate for procreating reasons.
You want to slow down the
Wouldn't,
cum?
yeah, wouldn't you want to like train it to be like, all right, there's the uterus door. You look at it and then you turn around and you walk back, like you know, so they don't.
Well, but the point,
You want them to moonwalk?
Sure. What the fuck? What are you?
You're
come
talking
on.
You're
about
like walk it back and then go back.
what
Walk it back.
She's talking about self-deportation. and
There's
really
an app for that now.
Yeah, that's no. Once the spunk is in there, they're going for that egg. They are hungry. They want an omelet.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
breakfast time.
They should try a quiche.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Bacon and egg quiche.
All right, and just lastly in our update, and this is freaking crazy. We've been covering the Virginia Gouffre drama
Yeah.
the past few weeks.
What a drama
Obviously,
it's
she said
been.
she was in a car accident involving a bus where she was hit. She had 4 days to live. She wants to see her children. She's in
Yeah.
Australia all alone.
Yep.
She has died via suicide, and you guys can put the air quotes up if you want to.
Yeah.
That is the official response. Now, a lawyer for Virginia Gouffre says we've got big question marks all over it.
Yeah.
I will say people are like, she said she wasn't suicidal in this tweet. That tweet was from 2019, and a lot can change in 6 years
Before she
Very
lost her
true.
kids.
Yeah.
before she lost her children and
Yeah.
before life comes at you hard.
Yeah.
And it already did before that, lest we forget. Like, she's just been through the ringer, this one. I feel so bad.
So the lawyer says we've got big questions regarding it. Carrie Loudon claimed the 41-year-old mother had shown no signs that she wanted to harm herself before she was found dead in the Western Australia farm where she was living. She says, when I got the phone call, I was like, are you joking? That's not a funny joke.
Yeah.
Hey, Virginia Gouffre's dead. LOL!
Are you joking?
Are you joking?
Lamau.
Joking? I know how you usually say Virginia Gouffre's dead when you're kidding.
It's kind of funny. What's the punchline?
Yeah.
So she says because there was no sign that it was something she was considering. Loudon, she represented a Gouffre since January. She expressed skepticism over the announcement that has shocked the world.
Yeah.
Loudon says there's suicide and then there's misadventure.
Yeah.
What?
Suicide or misadventure?
What?
Well, misadventure is like when you're choking yourself while you're jerking off, and then that's how you die.
How
It's
did
also-
you know that so quickly?
Because we've covered it on Death and Entertainment.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure,
Death by
I'm sure you're all
misadventure.
over it, Kyle.
Yes.
I'm sure you're all over misadventuring.
He knows. It's also a
knows.
great name for a drag queen.
Misadventure.
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 Yeah.
So they say, I didn't see her in the room. I wasn't in there. The family said what the family has said, but I'm not going to speculate on whether it was suicidal or whether it was suicide or accidental. So it came weeks again after she said that she only had 4 days to live after being hit by a bus.
But that was a rough time too. Like looking at what happened, she lied about this thing about how severe it was,
Right.
and then she got attacked by all the parents, being
Right.
like, "Girl, it was nowhere near that bad. It was a fender bender." And then she got to receive like some onslaught hate, and who knows? Maybe maybe it all built up.
I think there was a lot of things building up here.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
Couldn't see her children. She was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
The media attention, some positive, some negative.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what her. Do you know if she was like trafficked, like grabbed and kidnapped, or if she was just like coaxed in and she thought she was like friends with everybody and then was in too deep?
I think it was a coke scene, from
Yeah.
my understanding.
Because that could take so long to feel like an actual trauma to you. Like you were just like, oh, we were all friends, and then years later, you're like, wait a second, I was
Yeah.
completely fucked over.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. So her lawyer says she was in a lot of pain, but she was looking forward to things in the future. They say she wanted to renovate this house and all sorts of things like that. Although house renovation is a nightmare, and I think I would rather die than do it.
Oh my God, yeah.
I hate it
The last
because it's
time
not like Chip and JoJo from Fixer Upper coming in and they're like shiplap and it's over in 28 minutes.
No.
It takes like fucking months or years,
Yeah.
and then everything's awful, and then you're in a money pit, and then you're sad, and then you
yep.
commit suicide.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, my parents are working on their bathroom right now.
Oh.
It's been it's been more like a 2-week debacle. And every time I call them, they're like, "Oh God, we just have to keep working on this bathroom." But they sound funny because it's going to be like a really nice bathroom.
Oh, that'll be nice. A walk-in shower.
Probably something like that.
Do they still have romance in
They
their
have a
life?
solid. Yeah, they do. They have a solid. Their bathroom is huge. Like you could rent it out for like $2,000 a month out here in LA.
That's great. I love your family's relationship.
Yeah.
So she says, this is according to the statement. They say she lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was the light that lifted so many survivors.
Aw.
Despite all the adversity she faced in her life, she shone so bright. She will be missed beyond measure. So what a bizarre conclusion to the Virginia Gouffre story, her life.
Yeah.
And many people are saying this is the third victim, as far as death goes, of Jeffrey Epstein. So, my God, crazy.
Yeah. What a crazy. No, may
yeah.
she rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
It's all over now, man. She definitely had some trials. She had
Yep.
fucked. It was a long road.
Yep, she
nowhere.
Really did. She really did. All right. Well, let's go on to a couple of small stories before we ask, are we living in a simulation?
Lation.
Yes. A woman. And I'm actually going to say I have empathy for this woman. So it was a Southwest airline flight from Philly
Actually.
to... Yes, I actually do.
Right.
It was a Southwest airline flight from Philadelphia to Chicago. And there was a woman, and she got all upset. And then she took off all of her clothes.
Oh.
And then she started going down the aisles of the Southwest airline flight. Then she went back to her seat. And then she took a big dump on her seat. She took
What?
she took a shit on her seat.
Was she like absolutely wasted?
Well, this is why I have empathy. She said, as she was walking around naked, taking a dump on her seat,
Right.
I'm bipolar. So she was having an episode.
Oh, that sucks.
Yes. So the airline says our teams are reaching out to those on board to apologize for the situation and any delays to their travel plans. But come on, this is the joy of travel. Yeah. Now you've got the story to tell when you land in Ireland.
I mean, that's the kind of story that you want interrupting your flights.
Absolutely.
Some lady she lost her mind and got naked. It's like, was anyone hurt? It's like, no, but it smelled really bad.
I mean, the person that was sitting next to her taking that dump on the seat just be like, oh my God, put a seatbelt on it, please. I don't want this flying up in the air.
No, seriously.
Good God almighty. I also love it was a flight from Philly to Chicago, so the accents are just going to be fucking classic.
It also pretty short flight.
Short flight.
Short flight to deal
Yeah.
with that. That's just like a fun little experience.
Yeah.
Not so much an ordeal, but an experience.
It was an experience, and that's the show.
Yeah.
That's the show. The
That's what you
shit
want.
part, it's a little G.G. Allen Airlines.
Yeah.
But, have fun with it.
Oh, you took a little toot there.
Oh, my. Fucking Chicago. I knew they had deep dish. I didn't know it was that deep.
Oh God. Ooh.
So during the flight from Houston's William P. Hobby Airport to Phoenix on Monday, a woman stripped naked in front of stunned passengers on a Southwest airline flight.
Stunned.
Stunned.
They were stunned.
Yes. So initially they said it was from Philly to Chicago. I don't freaking know. Either way, they're on a goddamn airplane. And then everyone was all mad and stuff. And then she was arrested.
Man,
Wow.
nothing fun like this ever happens on my flights.
Yeah.
There were probably some guys that were really into it on that flight, being like, yeah, take
Like,
that
You
shit.
think so?
Yeah, she just started losing her mind, and some dudes were like, "Let's fucking go."
Yeah, maybe.
I've been waiting for this.
Right. Which is messed up if she was going through an episode, but
There was a lot of people tuning into that episode.
Oh,
I
I
see
see.
that.
So this is actually, there's two different incidences here.
Oh.
So the other incident was the Houston to Phoenix flight where someone stripped naked and started running down the halls. And then this flight was, again, from Philly to Chicago. So it's happening. It's an epidemic.
it's an
Wow.
epidemic. Planes in the sky lately, they're weird. It's a weird time to be a plane.
I ain't trusted them. I just read a follow-up article on the airplane that was hit by the helicopter going into the Washington airport.
Yep.
And apparently the helicopter, the guy was like, hey, you don't want to do that. But then the helicopter pilot was like, I don't care.
She's like, I think I know what I'm doing.
I think I know what I'm doing.
Enough mansplaining here.
Mansplain.
Oh
Mansplain.
my God.
Let's make it about gender.
hate
Let's
that.
make it about gender and gender roles.
Yeah.
Why not?
Listen, sir, you're the co-pilot. Done.
So, no, you're not in the right lane. You're like, lanes are a construct.
So as you can see here, the woman is butt-ass naked. She's kind of cute. I mean, it's a lot of blur. There's a lot of blur
There's
there.
blur. There's blur.
But she does seem to have arms and a leg and a body.
That's good.
So that's good.
That makes it a person.
It lasted about 25 minutes. This was the William P. Hobby Airport flight. So it lasted about 25 minutes. And then she said, yeah, I'm bipolar. So that's why I'm giving her a pass.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. She ran up and down the aisle, and then she proceeded to make her way towards the front of the plane. And then she started banging on the cockpit doors, asking to be let in. And then she was screaming, and then everyone was really scared.
Aw.
Hitting the cockpit doors, being like, hurry up, I got to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, don't worry, she's not armed. We can see.
Yeah. Oh, she's
She
like,
is completely unarmed.
oh, she's armed. She's disarmed now.
Discharged.
both of the planes that involve separate incidences were taken in for deep clean. They got deep clean.
I never
So
know.
that's good.
By deep clean, do you mean they just took that one chair and threw it the fuck out?
Threw it out
Yeah, they don't do
mid-flight.
Just throw out the chair. They're like, nah, just wipe it off. It's good. Clorox
fine.
that bitch. We're good. We got another flight in 40 minutes.
They do.
It's like,
It's
yeah,
gross.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrible. Imagine being the next person walking onto that plane and you don't even know. Someone was just,
Yeah.
and then you're like, huh, does it smell weird in here? Like,
Excuse me,
nah.
perchance, did someone shit in my seat?
Perchance.
Why do you ask?
It's like the movie Clue, where they step in shit at the beginning and they continually smell it throughout the film, which is a great movie. Check out the movie Clue.
Check it out.
A hit film from the 1980s if you haven't seen it. So be careful out there when you're flying.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. And again, if you do have
And if you
the
have
need for a mental breakdown, maybe try to do it on land, but also sometimes, the Lord strikes wherever.
Yeah.
the Lord strikes wherever, and but yeah, no, I just hopefully you get the help you need as far as meds to be able to control these episodes when you're in compromising places, such as in the middle of the fucking sky.
Yep.
I'm surprised the New York Post hasn't posted anything that's like Southwest Airlines.
Oh.
Get me a job, New York Post.
Come on, yeah, for real. Sleeping on the Kayatola.
I know a lot of people that work at the Kyle Post. At the New York Post.
I'll start the Kyle Post. Let's do it.
It's like the same 7 old dudes that make those headlines. They work
Yeah.
they're like fucking 7 monkeys typing. It's amazing.
Yep.
It's incredible. All right. Lastly, in our small stories, this is interesting. A man has been on the subway. He has been arrested and charged with rape. What's interesting here is the rape occurred on a dead body.
Oh yeah.
So, so the guy's name is Felix Rojas, 44 years fun. And he sexually violated a dead body on the lower Manhattan subway train, which no one seems to be talking about. Like, there's just dead bodies on the train.
Not for nothing. I'm pretty sure I saw a dead body on a train one time.
I think I've seen a bunch of them.
No, seriously. Like, you really like see bodies where you're like, I don't know, that guy doesn't look passed out. That guy looks fucking out.
Yeah, I saw someone on the street in the East Village. It was cold outside, and he wasn't. He kind of looked like a frozen rat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, I
fucking
think that
terrible.
person's
I
dead.
think there was like it would be packed. Everyone would be like going to work in the morning commute, and then there's just like a dude like just completely planked over in a chair and a bench.
It's good to remember that nothing really matters.
Yeah.
You can just be dead on the subway whenever.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm trying to get to work.
Yeah, and people step over you.
Yeah, they're like, I don't need to. Can someone deal with this after I get off the train at my stop?
Well, did either of you sexually molest this dead body that you saw?
No, probably not.
Well, that's why you're different.
Oh.
Felix Rojas, he has been charged with rape nearly 3 weeks after he allegedly assaulted the body of a dead man. This was on the R train at the Whitehall station, which is what we've all been on. The victim was a 37-year-old dude, Jorge Gonzalez. He mysteriously died on the train, and then Rojas saw him, and then he started doing crazy things to the guy's body. Gonzalez boarded the subway around 8 p.m., April 8th. Then the suspect got on 3 hours later.
Oh my God.
So within that time, he died. And then it's a necrophiliac. This guy, the necrophiliac gets on.
Yep.
He performed an act on the dead man shortly after midnight and then fled the train around 12:08 a.m.
So he was finished pretty quickly there.
I guess so. It's not exactly clear what Gonzalez died of, but his estranged wife said he dealt with alcoholism and cirrhosis. So he probably had a couple of drinks, a little buzzed up, got on the train for the last time.
That's
And then this guy, I don't know what he did. They say necrophiliac, so, I mean, he must have, like, gotten all up in there.
Yeah.
ugh. And it's
Gross.
midnight on the train. There's still people.
Oh, yeah, it's the R train. It's very, very, very successful as far as the trains go.
Successful.
It's a successful train.
It successfully kills people.
And in this case, the R stands for rape. So anyway, that was a strange story. That goes nowhere, and I really don't know what else to say about it.
It goes directly to jail.
It goes directly to jail. So that's your Monday necrophiliac news, which is what people come to this show for.
Yeah.
Maybe no. Maybe we shouldn't advertise it that way.
No, I know. We have to get our numbers up, people. Come on, word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Go tell every dead corpse that you see on the subway to listen. Actually, just grab their phones and download it on Spotify.
So true. Yeah, so true. Just
I bet this guy's going to be arguing that it's a victimless crime, though, because he was dead.
Well, that's kind of the interesting thing. 'Cause I get the, brutality of a body, all that nasty
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But is it, I mean, I know it sounds weird, but is it what they're saying it is?
it's kind
It's kind of like, because the guy's dead.
He can't give consent because he's dead.
Right, but
can't give consent.
I don't, it's just it's an interesting phrasing because I never really heard it phrased that way. It's usually like, did all fucked up shit with the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it's never going to be warranted if it's a dead body.
No, very few.
Still disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
It's very
I
disrespectful.
will tell you what. That is disrespectful. You saw that body on the R train and you blew that. Well, he must have gone in. Well,
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out which angle he took.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would. Yeah,
It looks like a nice train, though. It looks like they've redone the R train. Those look like the old L trains.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So it's a cozy seat. And the guy does seem to be passed away upright.
And the air
Exactly.
conditioning in there is always like blasting.
Yep.
So they probably couldn't smell the dead body, especially when it was like pretty fresh.
Yeah, it could be. The guy is dead, but his leg is still crossed.
Yeah.
Are we sure that's him?
It's all blurred. I don't. Maybe
what if
it might not
What if
be.
we're just showing the killer right now, and then that's just like a person?
Okay, that
on
might
the
just be a
subway?
person. Okay.
Well, if that guy was dead standing up.
No, I mean,
No, that's the molester.
Yeah.
This is the graper. And
Yeah.
then-
Oh, you're thinking that's just another guy.
that's just like a dude that's
Okay.
just sitting there. No one, you can't. There's no way you're gonna
That's a good point.
drunkenly pass out with like your leg over your knee like that.
That's how I sit on the train.
Is that how you fall asleep on the train?
I tried not to do that.
Try not to do that.
Me
yeah.
too.
I've done it before.
Yeah,
what are you
it's
going to do
bad.
to me?
Bad
What are you
things
going to
can
do?
happen.
Roll me over?
I've
Treat me like a
woken-
surfboard?
I've woken up without a wallet.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've woken up on the train before. Best 10 minutes of my life.
A friend of ours was on a train a few months ago, and he woke up to a guy like doing his shoelaces. He's like, "Oh, this nice guy's like doing my shoelaces for me because they were undone." And then he realized the guy was stealing his shoes.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh my god!
Why would the guy be tying his shoes because they're undone? What is your friend? Is he from Kansas or something? Oh, this nice gentleman was probably trying to tie my shoes.
I'll tell you who it is after.
Oh my lord!
But his shoes ended up getting stolen.
Yeah,
Duh. Yeah.
what a nice gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's helping me out.
All right. Well, the big question, as the world continues to spiral out of control, is it all a simulation?
Yes.
In a way, it would be very comforting to know that it was, wouldn't it? But this is of course the new theism in many ways. People have been trying to figure out, why are we here? What's the point? Some people said Zeus. Some people say Jesus. Some people say Muhammad. And some people say it is all a simulation.
Yeah.
According to Melvin Vopson, which you can trust him. His name is Melvin Vopson.
Vopson?
Vopson.
Sick. Hey, where's Vopson at?
Vopson, get in here. We've got a ghost for you to bust.
Vopson's on the job.
He's an associate professor in physics. So he's a real nerd, real smart guy. Physics, difficult.
Yes.
He's at the University of Portsmouth in the UK. He believes that gravity, that thing that's keeping us down, fucking gravity, you keep me down one more goddamn time.
You know?
The only thing I can't keep down is that Michael Jordan Cheeto.
It does look like a bit of a bulbous erection, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yummy.
Yes, I've seen erections. I'm losing weight. I could almost see my balls.
Yay.
Nice.
Thanks for all the encouragement.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Can we see him?
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Big old nuts. So, he says gravity is a sign that we are living in a virtual simulation and that the universe is, quote, the ultimate computer.
The universe is the
Is
ultimate
the ultimate
computer.
computer.
Oh,
yes.
God.
And he is so convinced by this, you know what he did?
What?
He published a paper.
Oh, wow.
And that's like when you're like, oh, I'm really angry, and then you go and you shoot up a whole school.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of a professor being like, I'm really smart and I'm onto something.
Yeah.
They publish papers,
Dissertation.
dissertations, because they're all
Yes.
smart,
Yes.
and they don't like to see blood.
This is my official final thought.
Vopson proposes the idea that gravity isn't just a pull. Okay. He says it's something that occurs in the universe, and it's trying to keep all of the data organized.
Oh.
So gravity is trying to keep data organized.
Okay.
He says this because it forces objects with mass to be pulled towards the Earth's core,
Okay.
like an apple core. But
Right.
the Earth's core, it's all hot and stuff, right?
Right.
Damn, girl, is that just some data in your jeans?
Yeah.
Or you
yeah.
just happy to see me?
I just feel like he's like breaking us all down to be like a bunch of ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros like the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he says that's similar to how computers compress code. So
Okay.
computers compress code almost like gravity compresses data.
This guy seems kind of dumb.
No, he's not. He published a fucking paper, Kyle. Kyle.
Like he created a high thought that's like compression is compressing and gravity is compressing. It's the same thing.
No, that's
Yeah,
when
like-
Jared Leto gets a hold of it so he can bang one of his 14-year-old
Yeah.
women in white dresses.
Anybody want to touch my taint now?
Oh God.
I'll touch your fucking thing.
Well,
I always call it the flyover country of the human body.
Yeah.
what?
Yes, well, I used to talk about how people take off from the anus and go right to the cock and the balls, but sometimes stop in the perineum.
Oh boy. I'm sorry I asked.
Kansas needs a little love too.
It does.
I don't-
Wisconsin? I was looking at farmhouses in Wisconsin, but I don't know how to self-sustain it all.
Fertilizer.
I'm totally fucking useless.
Yeah.
So in the paper, he says gravitational pull is, quote, an example of data compression and computational optimization in our universe,
Oh my God.
which supports the possibility of a simulated or computational universe. Did you fucking get that?
No.
No,
You guys stupid.
I tuned out.
You're
to be
stupid.
honest.
Well, there's more.
So what's the unzipping of the?
Not the fucking unzipping.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah.
The guy on the subway trying to bang the dead man?
Hell yeah, brother.
He's trying
If
to
there's a
fuck
compressed
rabbit.
file, you need to unzip it. So is that just like cum is just the unzipping of
Not
data?
everything is about cum. You idiot. Kyle.
Hey.
Every time I watch South Park, I
Kyle.
just think of Kyle. Kyle. And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm moving out of my Cartman fan. I'm always a mix between Cartman and Butters, and I'm getting
Yeah.
slightly more buttery again.
That's
I
hilarious.
like Cartman, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says the universe evolves in a way that the information content in it is compressed, optimized, and organized. Get it?
Yeah.
Just as computers and computer code do. Hence, he said the word hence.
Henceforth,
Okay.
therefore, too.
Henceforth, therefore, too.
Here to with.
Herewith. Hence, gravity appears to be another process of data compression in a possibly simulated universe. Jerry, your eyes are bleeding because you are not up. You don't even know right now what's going on.
I don't.
It's not stupid. It was a published paper by a guy named Vopson.
Yeah.
So is that why old people wear compression socks?
No, you
because
no.
the blood clots are just bits of data that
Yeah.
they need to be suppressed
and it's like,
and
yeah,
compressed?
they're being pulled down to Earth's core. There's just-
Okay.
we're all just files waiting to be unzipped.
We are files waiting to be unzipped. That's close. That's close. The gravitational attraction helps reduce, quote, information entropy. Information entropy.
Yes.
Information entropy. Now this sounds like a Grimes song.
It really does.
Yeah,
I can't believe she was fucking Elon for so long.
I can. They're so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, she is kind of weird.
She's a little strange then.
He said he wants to have 100 babies.
He
He's
says
on
a
his
lot of
way.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, information entropy, it essentially means how much information there is in an object in any given space, like a file.
Right.
So that's it. That's what the study says.
Yeah.
So gravity plays many roles in space, including building of galaxies. Hey, wake up.
I want to go outside and play with my friends.
You don't have any friends. You don't have any friends. Putting planets into orbit around stars and influencing the motion of nearby objects. So Vopson's theory is these objects may be pulled together because the University of the Universe is simply trying to keep everything clean and compressed because the universe is type A and the universe is like, do you turn the light off? And it's like, who the fuck gives a shit? Technically, if you leave it on, it's less energy wasted than if you keep on turning it on and off. That's what I heard.
Is it?
That's what I heard. I did.
Why did you just? You said that like you have a piece of hay in your mouth. Man.
Yeah. That's what they do say, though. They say if you just keep on flipping it on and off, you're going to waste more energy. That's why if you turn your car off and you turn it
no,
on,
it's-
you're going to waste
it's not-
more.
Well, if you're flipping it on and off like constantly.
It's not an air conditioner because I get how you could leave the air conditioner on like energy saving mode and then it just doesn't. You don't have to like regenerate it and like turn. It doesn't have to start running up again all of the time because that takes up a lot of energy.
Yep,
But
yep.
what in the lights has to what makes it waste energy if I'm just flicking a switch?
It's just got a lot of work to do. It's got a lot of work to do.
I just don't. Okay.
So he goes on to say, and this is what he told the Daily Mail, which is a reputable online
Yeah.
publication.
Yes.
He says, to put it simply, it is easier to compute all the properties and characteristics of a single object in space rather than multiple objects. That is why objects in space are pulled together, because the universe is like, oh my God, I can't keep everything organized. Ah! And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, look at my new Trapper Keeper. And then the Trapper Keeper is where he puts all the where the universe puts all the shit, all the planets and stuff, and then he seals that in the Frank Trapper Keeper that has a fun little image on it,
Right.
And then everything is organized, and then he passes the class.
Interesting. Dude, leave it up to a physics professor to just turn all of the universe into a goddamn Excel spreadsheet.
Well, it kind of is what it is. I do my near-death experiences searches on YouTube. Because I always like to know what's next. Because I always like to be prepared. I hate surprises. I hate surprise birthday parties.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
I just don't trust people.
I do not like surprises.
No.
If someone says I have a surprise for you, I'm like, don't.
Don't even fucking think about
I
it.
don't want to know.
Bring it back.
It's fun. It's like it's not
No.
going to be fun.
No, it will not.
So I like to know what's next, and a lot of people say they saw it, and it is a lot of numbers. And it is a lot of, matrixy type stuff.
No way.
Yeah, and then they come back and they're like, I'm not even afraid of death anymore. But then they have to keep on living.
Yeah.
So.
Because they're afraid to die.
They're not afraid to die. That's the thing. Most people that have near-death experiences are like, I'm excited to get back there.
So then
But
do it then.
No, you have to wait. That's the punishment for whatever the fuck we did somewhere.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to put you on Earth, and it'll be the time of Reddit.
Oh, God.
So, yes, virginity online. So, he explained this in a piece called The Conversation.
How is it a conversation?
Because he's trying to get laid. He's still a professor. He's trying to bang Cohen.
He's the only one that's talking.
Yeah, he's talking at us.
Yeah.
Well, he's so smart. So he says, a super complex universe like ours, if it were a simulation, would require a built-in data optimization and compression in order to reduce the computational power and the data storage requirements to run the simulation. So you get that?
No.
Sure.
You don't get that? Super complex universe,
Yeah.
built-in data optimization.
Right.
He's talking about just making shit smaller.
Yeah. Compressing.
It's all just about organization. I think this guy probably has, what's that thing again that you get where you're like, I circle my car 5 times?
OCD.
OCD. He's got
There
OCD.
it is. He's got a universe OCD.
Yeah. Well, the universe might have OCD.
Yeah.
That would actually explain it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the way to explain it. I think this whole article is just him saying like, oh, the universe is OCD.
Yeah.
That's why we're all like pushed together in small pockets.
Universe is like, don't bother me. I'm watching Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
I just really relate to some of the characters.
Me too.
I do like that show is making everyone autistic.
Oh my God.
Because every
yeah.
single person is like, nah, I'm kind of like Anthony.
Yeah, it's kind of like, never realized all this tism in me.
Yeah. And then there's the one guy who's just like super nice.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, we love him. And it's like, well,
He's very hyper though.
yeah, he's all hyper and fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I like dinosaurs. What do you like? I like Tyrannosaurus.
I like dinosaurs.
Like, dinosaurs are kind of the shit, all right? Take note. I have dinosaurs.
I also
on
saw on
the-
Instagram they never existed, so.
Oh my God.
That's what somebody said.
Speaking of simulations, do you ever watch dinosaur simulation fights on YouTube?
No, that's amazing.
That you are autistic.
I
if you
need
watch
this.
that.
Yeah.
It's actually
That's the spectrum I
It
want.
is actually pretty fucking sick.
Who wins?
Let's watch fake dinosaurs fight each other.
I do want to see dinosaurs fight each other.
Yeah, not to be like I'm this kind of nerd, but yeah, I'm this kind of fucking nerd.
Oh
It's
my
fun.
God.
I actually think the pterodactyl would do some massive damage, clawing everyone, flying.
Yeah. Let's fucking. I'm gonna put some on later.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, this is exactly what we're observing all around us, including in digital data, biological systems, mathematical symmetries,
Right.
There you go.
and the entire universe. So
Oh.
Vopson's focused on gravity rather than biological systems.
So.
Vopson's explained in a statement. Let's see if you guys can figure this out.
Okay.
He says, my findings in this study fit with the thought that the universe might work like a giant computer, or our reality is a simulated construct. Just like computers try to save space and run more efficiently, the universe might be doing the same. It's a new way to think about gravity, not just as pull, but as something that happens when the universe is trying to stay organized.
Well, the universe, you're a mess, girl. You need to get it together.
Yeah, there is a lot of
It's
stuff floating
the fu-
around.
Yeah, no, there's garbage everywhere.
I
Like
know.
the water is dirty.
Wasn't that a
some
deal?
planets don't even have water? What's up with that?
What's up with that?
No sustainable life in like most of the rocks that you have going on.
Stupid. Yeah, you got a bunch of rocks, universe.
Yeah, come on, seriously.
Hey, have you seen my rock collection?
Right.
Yeah, here's my fucking giant Cheeto.
Take that, Mars.
Nerd. That's what Gail King was like after her perhaps fake space flight.
Yeah.
It'll be great. We're gonna throw a bunch of trash up here.
Oh boy.
We're gonna throw a bunch of trash up in space.
I'm gonna take off all my clothes and take a shit in space.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That'll
What
be
if
fun.
that would be cool to like poop in space? And then like
Oh, yeah.
and then let it like just drift off into the
There has to
the-
be some stories of that happening.
Yeah, I would want
Put your
not for
ass at the
nothing.
fucking seal. Fucking shoot
Well,
it out.
has to be. I mean, but it has to be like really, really protected, right? Because you can't let the no gravity in. So you
No.
so you take shit and then you like close one door, but then the shit moves over to another door, and then that door like prison doors. So you
Yeah.
close the back one so that the
Yeah.
front one can open.
Right.
and then it just floats off into space, and you're like, wow, I have a poop floating in space.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That'd be kind of cool to know.
I mean, technically, it could go and it could start life on another planet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Or
Has it
could
ever
take
happened?
life from this planet, just fucking falls and hits someone right in the forehead.
The old Dave Matthews approach. Which I love. I love that.
Astronaut waste, including feces and urine, has been released into space.
Damn, right on. Way to go.
It's
Fucking toilet.
typically collected in garbage bags and sealed containers and then released.
Yeah. It's
Oh, so they do just release it.
Yeah.
well,
I guess.
Why would they? Okay, why would they waste all of like that plastic nonsense? Why don't they just?
I mean,
like
it does.
literally just let it go.
Well, they
does
say
go-
it burns up in Earth's atmosphere on the way in. So if you see like a shooting star and you're like, oh, I should wish for something on my birthday,
Right.
it's really just astronaut shit.
And that's beautiful.
Isn't
Yeah.
that beautiful?
Yeah.
Reminds me of that movie Joe Dirt. Yeah. When he thought he had a bunch of meteorite, but it's just a big chunk of frozen human shit.
Life's a garden, dig it.
Dig it. Well, anyway, we're living in a simulation, so don't take anything too seriously. Don't go shooting up anybody or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I actually think that's very comforting to know.
You think
That we have no free will?
Well, we have some free will. Like I've been doing good. No boozies.
Yeah, that's true.
Congratulations.
No boozies 2 weeks.
But it was
Might even keep
simulated that
going.
way.
Yeah,
If it was simulated, please God, simulate it for the rest of my life.
yeah.
Good Lord Almighty. And also congratulations to everyone who's doing the 30-day challenge with me. I might continue because I haven't missed a beat.
No.
Honestly,
I'm taking my Eddies. I'm good.
You look
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think I'm losing
You're
weight.
glowing like the sun, kid.
Oh, I love you guys. All right. Let's go to the comments before we wrap up the Monday episode.
Chris is discussing the actual act of shitting in space and said it would suck right out. No wipe needed.
Oh, no wipe needed. Definitely not.
all of the little particles
Oh, that's
just
fantastic.
flickers away.
Poop particles in space, space, space. Pano Man is saying, I feel like at this point AI is about as accurate as our dreams. So if our dreams are a simulation, that makes sense.
Well, and that's an episode, or that's a topic for tomorrow. AI could destroy the justice system as we know it, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Okay.
Jeff is saying he feels targeted. They made him wear a compression sock for his blood clots.
I had a blood clot. I had to wear a compression sock as well.
See?
Aw.
It's fine.
Trying to hold in your data.
Yeah, trying to hold in your data, hold in your blood clot so it doesn't go to your lungs and you die.
Yeah.
And then Chris lastly said, hey, baby, are you a file? Because I'm trying to unzip you.
Wow. Well, there we go. A little sexual tinge at the end. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Go rate and review. And you can go to the podcast app and rate, give it 5 stars if you think so, and then be like, oh, we love the show, because that'll be very nice.
Yes.
And then go to Spotify and be like, oh, we love the show, because that'll be nice. And leave some comments, and we're going to keep on growing and growing and growing, just like space.
Boom, boom, boom.
Just like space.
Ever expanding.
In a simulation.
Hail yourselves, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.